Salakia.
Therefore thou deliverest them into the hands of their enemies.
Right, so the Lord, he delivered the Israelites. Hey, brother, you got 1 minute to hear the word of God? Right, so the Lord, he delivered us into the hand of our enemies. Go ahead.
Who vexed them in a time of their trouble when they cried unto thee.
What verse you on?
Still 27.
Y'all got a minute to hear the word of God? Y'all got 1 minute?
Therefore thou deliverest them into the hands of their enemies, who vexed them. And in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heartest them from heaven, according to thy manifold mercies. Thou gatherest them saviors.
Right? The Lord, he gave us saviors, right? Because we were stressed out, we was going through the curses. So the Lord, he brought us back on his earth so that we could save the other people, the other Israelites that's falling, the other Israelites that's sinning, committing adultery, smoking blunts, just going all the way off, right? They far-fetched.
Who saved them out of the hand of their enemies.
Right? So the Lord, he gotta give us saviors to save us out of the hand of our enemies. Right? And we gotta be those saviors. The Lord, he using us to be the prophets to tell our people what they doing wrong.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse
Romans 3:23.
Obadiah 1 and 21. And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion.
What the Lord say?
And Savior shall come up in the Mount Zion.
Right? Saviors have to come up on Mount Zion. Right? That's us. And we got to come up so that we can come out here, tell our people the law, statutes, and commandments so that they could eventually be saved in the end. Go ahead.
To judge the Mount of Esau.
Right? And once that happens and we all gathered up and we get all the elect, we're going to be able to judge the Mount of Esau. Hey, brother, you got 1 quick minute for the word? You believe in the Lord? Yeah? All right, let me get that in Deuteronomy.
28 and 15.
How you doing, brother? All right. You know who you are according to the Bible?
Open the door!
That's like your nationality. Yeah, Israelite. Yeah. You know how? Or why? Tribe? Yeah. Yeah. American black boy. Do you know how we get into it? All right, let me get that 28 and verse 52.
Deuteronomy 28, 15.
Go to 46 actually. Go to 46.
28, 46.
This is why we say that when it is right here.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the Lord, he put certain signs on us as a people. He put certain signs on us so that we know who we are in the end. Because it's certain people that he's dealing with specifically. Right? Go ahead.
And for a wonder upon thy seed forever.
Right, so these signs, they're going to be on our children. As long as we're generating, these signs are going to be on us forever. Right? So go to verse 15.
Verse 15. What it shall come to pass, that thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God said, all right, these signs going to be on y'all. If y'all don't listen to what I'm telling y'all, go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments,
And do everything that I'm telling you to do.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
That what?
That all these curses.
That all these what?
That
all
all
these curses. All these curses. Right? Those curses are what's going to be the sign. These curses shall what?
shall come upon thee. Overtake
They're going to come on y'all as a people, and they're going to overtake y'all as a people. Right? So what's the first curse for the brother?
Verse 16. Cursed shall be in the city.
What's the Carmelitos?
Curse shall be in the city.
What's the projects?
Cursed shall be in the city.
Right? Curse shalt thou be in the city. So when the Lord, he talking to these people, that's the first curse right there. Whatever city in the world y'all in, America, or California, Florida, Texas, whether you're like Africa, Europe, you're going to be cursed in the city. You're going to be in the worst place of the city. Right? You're going to have prostitutes and all that going on. And that's what he means when we say cursed thou shalt be in the city. Go ahead.
And cursed shall be in the field.
And what?
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
So how is we cursed in the field? We didn't pick enough cotton. We get our backs whipped out in front of everybody. So everybody know that they got to pick enough cotton tomorrow. So when he said, cursed shalt thou be in the field, this is how we was cursed in the field. Right? We was getting whooped. Right? They was killing us in front of everybody. They'll rape the biggest and strongest dude in front of everybody. That demasculate. He really all that. So that's what he mean when he said, cursed shalt thou be in the field. Right? Go to verse 32. Go to verse 32.
Verse 2 reads, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So that happened to us in slavery. Our sons and our daughters were given to another people, right?
And thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long.
There's nothing we can do about it, right? So now let's go to verse 68. So all these things that we read, these is all curses that are verified. This is right? Verse 68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right, so you know, are you familiar with what's going on with Egypt? No? Go ahead.
All right, this is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
I am the Lord thy God,
Uh-huh.
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So they was in slavery in Egypt. When we was in Africa, we was enslaved by the Egyptians. Right? So no matter where we was in the earth, as long as we breaking God's commandments, we gonna be in slavery. And it happened in Rome, it happened with the Babylonians, Assyrians. Every time we broke God's commandments, we kept doing it the same. You know how they say history repeats itself? The history was repeating itself towards us. Right? That's what it was repeating itself. It was only doing that to us. Right? Because every time we see it, we go back into captivity. So when God said Egypt, Egypt just means captivity. Right? Read that again.
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So you're gonna go back into bondage, captivity again, but this time you ain't gonna walk over there like you did in Egypt. This time you're gonna go on a ship. Yeah, on ships.
By the way whereof I spoke unto thee,
Uh-huh.
thou shalt see it no more again.
Exactly how I'm saying it to you. You ain't gonna see it no more.
There you shall be sold unto the
So
enemies.
once you get off them ships, you're gonna be sold to the people who did this, right? They colonized, you ain't, your name ain't Quinte no more. Now your name Josh. Yeah, so this what this is talking about, right? That's it on that.
God man, God and woman.
Slave man, slave woman, that's all you gonna be.
And no man shall buy them.
Nobody gonna be here. Nobody gonna, because in the Old Testament, when they say no man shall buy you, when you was a servant, somebody, your brother will be able to come and he'll be able to purchase your freedom. But nobody can purchase us from America because we their greatest, you feel me, their greatest opportunity. We they, what they call it? Yeah, we buy their stuff. Remember when Donald Trump and the economy was falling in COVID, what they do? They gave us what? They gave us the money so that we could stimulate the economy. That's what they do. Right? Let me get Judith chapter 5.
We gotta be able to free.
So everybody got to come back to the commandments. That's why. Go back to verse 15. Not everybody, but a lot of people are going to get back to it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter
The
28.
same way it prophesied that we was going to go into slavery, it's the same way it prophesied a certain group or amount of us is going to come back to the commandments. But then it's going to be a big majority that die as well. Right?
You said 5 and 1?
What you holding?
You said you.
He got that. What you holding? Verse 15?
15.
Read that.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, and all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so a lot of our people, they gonna hear this. They gonna hear that. Damn, the Lord just told me if I don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, the Lord gonna put curses on me. We gonna keep going through the struggle. We gonna keep living in the ghetto. You know, we gonna keep having them moments where we like, damn, I just can't. Nothing can ever go right for me. I lost my job, then I get another job, then I lose my girl. It just, you feel me? You keep getting that recycle, right? You got that thought, and you're like, damn, this is what the Lord just said. When we come back to the commandments, those things ain't gonna happen to you. We break the commandments. It is, right? So we gotta come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what's going on. Let me get John 7:49.
It's the book of Judah.
The people that put us in captivity, they know this. They know our book. You know, they the one that gave it back to us. They didn't understand it. Right, go ahead.
It's the book of Judah, chapter 5, verse 11.
Bring it on.
Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them.
So this is the Asian man talking to an Edomite, right? Right. So this is an Asian man talking to a white man, and they doing a rundown of our history about us because they all came together. They was like, man, we gotta take these
dealt subtly with them and brought them low.
So they like the same way the Egyptians brought these dudes low. And we could, if we come together, we could do the same thing. Go ahead.
And brought them low with laboring in brick and made them slaves.
Yeah, so they made us slaves. The Egyptians made us slaves, so they came together. They was like, we could do the same thing. So jump down to verse 20. Is it 19 or 20?
It's the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20.
So this is our history book. Everything that we read in this is factual things that happen and proven in history. Right? It's not no imaginary book. They talk about all the stories of imaginary. This is factual stuff that you can look at. Right? Go ahead.
Now, therefore, my Lord and governor,
So he's telling the dude, he like, hey, listen to this. Go ahead.
if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God,
He's saying if these people are in sin and it's error in these people and they going off and they're not listening to the words of God, then what?
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
We ain't gonna be able to overtake them if they follow these commandments. Right? And they know that. They know that. They study our book, well. They understand that. Go ahead.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
All right.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
Right? So they know if we breaking God's commandments, they're gonna overcome us. But if we not breaking God's commandments, we gonna be on top forever. Right? So that's why in America, what they do, they make sure they keep us in the worst predicament that people eating the wrong food to go against our God. I don't know if you ever felt this. Sometimes you eat, and then all of a sudden you just feel mad, tired, you just feel mad. You get that spirit on you. That's what they feed us pork. Yeah, they feed us pork. They feed us animals the wrong way, right? That's it on that.
No.
Go ahead.
If there be any iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
So he like, hey, if it's no iniquity and they not sinning, leave these folks alone. They gonna be on top.
Lest the Lord defend them.
That's the what?
Lest the Lord defend them.
He's gonna defend them because they know that God is our God. Go ahead.
And their God be for them.
Uh-huh.
And we become a reproach before all the world.
They know if we following our God, they gonna be destroyed. Right? Because God is our God. A lot of people, they like, no, God is for everybody. You got Joel? Let me get 2 and 27.
This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 27.
Check this out.
And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
That I am in the midst of who?
Israel.
The Lord said, I am in the midst of Israel. I'm with these people, right?
And that I am the Lord your God.
I am the Lord your God.
And none else.
And what?
And none else.
And what?
And none else.
Right? And none else. God said, right? This is our history book. It tell us about slavery. It tell us all the nations that came against us and how they did it and why. Right? This is our book. He said, none else. Right?
And my people shall never be ashamed.
So when we come back to God's laws and commandments, we ain't gonna be ashamed. Right? Because we gonna understand right from now. It's not, they ain't gonna be able to put nothing on. Right? We ain't gonna be in the corners no more, in and out, anything. We ain't gonna be, we ain't gonna be wicked, basically. Let me get 3 and verse 2.
Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
You know where that's at? Read that again.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
You know what that is? So that's this is how he's saying
They will plead with them there. My people and for my heritage, Israel.
So he said the reason he's gathering these armies over there to Russia, Ukraine, Syria, Iran, and all, the reason he's doing that is because that's him pleading with those people for his people, Israel. Because what they do, they gathered us over there like when we was ready. We was in sin. So they was able to take over, right? And when they took over, a lot of us ran into Africa, and some of us got taken off in slavery, right? So now, once that happened to us, what they do, they saw it. All right? We get Revelation 2 and 9.
For my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations.
Right? They scattered us amongst the nations. When did we get
parted my land.
And what?
And parted my
So
land.
once they removed us out the land, and they put us in slavery in America, they put us in South America, Europe. What they do after that? They parted his land, and that's what the war is going on. That war, they fighting over the land because now they like, all right, we helped each other do this. Now we're gonna get it now. You feel me? You know, they got the big people over there. They like, nah, we gonna be the real Jews. And they trying to follow our king, but they don't even look right. Right?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9.
Bring it out.
I know thy works.
What the Lord said?
I know thy works.
So he know our works. He know what we did. Go ahead.
And tribulation.
And he know the things that we going through as well in America or in Europe. Go ahead.
And poverty.
And he know our poverty. He know we in the slums. He know we in the ghettos. We living off EBT. Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
But spiritually, with him, we rich.
And I know the blasphemy
I know the lies.
of them which say they are Jews,
Say they are Jews. People over there, they say they Jews, but what the Lord said.
and are not.
And on what?
And are not.
Well, what are they?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Wow, because the devil just won't deceive. They don't want they put themselves in that land and they deceived in the whole earth. And they made this. The biggest secret kept is that we the children of God. Right? That's the biggest secret in the earth. And they spend thousands and millions and trillions of dollars just to teach that secret. Yeah. Think Jesus white. Right? So that nobody knows. I don't know if you've seen it on Instagram with the president of Russia. He put on Instagram and all these different platforms the real color of the people of the Bible. He was like, this the real color of the people of the Bible. And he did that because, you know, America trying to hide that. You know, they the ones that put those people, right? So, hey, all right, last one.
And they have cast lots for my people.
So they sold us, right? So basically, we out here telling people, our people to do is just follow the commandments of God. That's basically what we're doing. Follow the commandments of God. That God, he's going to come back. Right? The Lord going to do this. All of them. It's more than 10. Yeah. What they say is like 613. 613, right? Commandments. So we got to, it's more than that in America. It's like 2,000 commandments. Don't run the red light. You know, easy. Right? So the Bible has commandments like that as well. But the 10, all the other commandments fall under the 10. So if you fall in the 10, most likely you'll be, knocking out the door of those commandments. So hey, follow the commandments, knowing you an Israelite, repenting as an Israelite, coming back to your laws, statutes, and commandments that God gave to us. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, man. Brother got a number?
YouTube channel.
Yeah, we got our YouTube channel that we just started. It's our YouTube channel. What was your name, bro?
Sean.
You said, yeah, what was it? Yeah, man. So, yeah, overall, man, that's what we gotta do. We gotta follow the commandments of God. Yeah, brother. You got any other questions before you go?
Top of my head now, but I do have questions from time to time.
Okay, so when I text you, feel free to hit me up. We gather out here. We kind of move around. What location are you in? Are you home?
I'm from Compton, but I stay in Belltown.
Okay. Are you out here a lot?
Out this way?
Yeah.
Long Beach.
Are you in LA?
Bellflower not too far.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna message you. Got any questions you want to gather with us? You can.
appreciate it.
All right, King.
Yeah. So yeah. Anybody holding anything? Oh, you can finish that off.
Cast lots. They have cast lots for my people.
Right. So God said that these heathen, that's what they did. They cast lots for us. Right. Casting lots. They had us on the thing, and they was asking and making bids for us. Right. As the children of Israel. Go ahead.
They have given
Right, they gave a boy as a slave breeder. We We were breeders for them. They pairing up the two big black people just so they can make a bigger slave.
And sold a girl for one.
And they sold girls so that they could have sex with them. You know, and they polluted our people. Hey, sister. Right? We get Ezekiel 3:17. Right? That's what they did, man. But yeah, we out here to tell our people these things. Because our people, they forgot about these things. They're not teaching it in school no more. You know, the church not teaching it for sure. You know, they're going off. The church, they just there for money. Let me get, what's that word? Thou as a man robbed God. That's Nationality 3 and 8. You got that? What you got? Let me get 3:17.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman.
Sister, how you doing, sister? You got 1 minute for the word? Right? Read that again.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
So God said he made us a watchman, right? He made us watchmen unto the house of Israel. So we the people, we got to come out here. We got to tell our people what's right from wrong. We got to make them see themselves in this book, because a lot of our people, they read the book, they think it's all white people they reading about, and it's fairy tale, right? So we got to make them see themselves in the book, what they got to do so they could get back to where they was at and that standard that we was holding at that time. And, you know, eventually just follow the laws, statutes, and commandments as a repentant Israelite. So the Lord said, son of man, I made you a watchman. Go ahead.
Unto the house of Israel.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth.
So we hearing the words at God's mouth, right? God's mouth is his book. We hearing the words. He telling us what to do, how to follow the feast, how to honor him, how to dwell in peace amongst our brethren. The Lord told us how to do that. And what we got to do once we get that understanding.
And give them warning from me.
And we got to give our people warning and tell them the effects that are happening if they don't follow these things. The curses, you know, STDs, and, you know, sickness and disease and cancer for eating pork and all these things. We got to tell our people that. That's it on that?
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8.
Bring it out.
1 Corinthians 9:17.
Will a man rob God?
What the Lord say?
Will a man rob God?
Man, so we got these people in these buildings, these damn churches, and they robbing the hell out of God. They bringing God's people in, they recruiting God's people into their church, giving them pamphlets, and they putting our people in there, and they just robbing God blindly before right in his face. All right, go ahead.
Yet ye have robbed me.
So God said, yeah, they robbed me.
But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee?
Right, so that's what these pastors gonna say in the end. Right? Yahushua, man, I preached in your name, I did this. He gonna be like, hey, will a man rob God? I don't know. Hey, they robbed me. Right?
And tithes and offerings.
And tithes and offerings, that's how y'all rob me, because y'all preaching another Jesus that I have not preached. Y'all teaching another gospel that I ain't bring. That's how y'all robbing me. Right? That's it on that.
Is that 1 Corinthians 9?
Yeah, 17.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
Jeremiah 20.
For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, and this,
That's 1 Corinthians. Yeah. 9:18, right?
oh, you said 17. Oh,
Okay.
you meant 18, so like,
Nah, you could finish off from 17. Start over.
for if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta do this thing willingly, and that's how we gonna get our reward. We ain't out here with a bucket. So brothers, we bring stuff up and we just put a tie stick on it. We ain't doing that. Go ahead.
But if against my will, and dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, what is my reward then?
So what is the reward? Go ahead.
Verily, that I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge.
Right, that's what we doing. We making the gospel of Yahushua without charge. We not charging our people. We don't want to pass a bucket around. None of that. You know, we making this free of charge. Right?
That I abuse not my power in the gospel.
Right, because we got power with God. Right, let me get Genesis chapter 32 verse 28. He said that I abuse not my power with God. What power do we have with God?
32:28.
Yeah.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28.
Bring it out.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
Right, that's the power that we got with God. He gave us his name. And with that name, right, with that name Israel, under that follow the commandments, the glory, the covenants, everything that falls under the Lord, right?
But Israel, for as a prince
Uh-huh.
thou hast power with God
Right? As a prince, thou hast power with God.
and with man,
Uh-huh.
and has prevailed.
And has prevailed. So when we doing these laws, statutes, and commandments, we prevail. We got power with God. Right? That's why he said, abuse not my power. Right? We got power with the Lord.
23 and 1?
Yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1.
Bring it on.
Woe be unto the pastors.
What the Lord say?
Woe be unto the pastors
Death and destruction unto these wicked pastors. Go ahead.
that destroy and scatter the sheep
Man.
of my pasture.
All they do, they go into the damn church like a devouring wolf and they just wash our minds and push it to and fro. You feel me? What's going on? Go ahead.
Saith the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel,
Uh-huh.
against the pastors that feed my people.
All right, so the Lord is against these pastors that feed his people. They feeding us pork, they feeding us idolatry and all these wicked things. And they sowing adultery in the church. I just seen a video earlier, a pastor was caught in a car with a little boy. Go ahead.
The pastors that feed my people,
Uh-huh.
ye have scattered them, my flock, and driven them away.
Who is the flock? Let me get Matthew 15:24. Right, so we gotta know who the flock is.
Ye have scattered my flock,
Mhm.
and driven them away,
Uh-huh.
and have not visited them.
Right? And they didn't visit us. Go ahead.
Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, said the Lord.
So we gotta figure out who are those people that these pastors went off and scattered. Go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 34.
Bring it out.
And Jesus said unto them,
Uh-huh.
how many loaves have ye? And they
15:24?
said, 7. And a few little fishes.
Matthew 15:24.
Oh, 24.
Yeah.
My bad. 24. And he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Read that again.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Exactly. So just like the brother strongly read, that's the flock. That's the people that got scattered. You know, it was the children of Israel, and we got to tell them that the gospel, you feel me, that they learned it from these Christians is off. You understand? Go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
Feed the flock.
What the Lord said?
Feed the flock.
And we got to come out here. We got to feed the flock, the laws and commandments.
Feed the flock of God,
Uh-huh.
which is among you,
Uh-huh.
taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint.
Not by what?
Not by constraint.
And we don't want to force Israel to come out here. We want to give Israel these commandments, and we want them to willingly come out here and build the kingdom. Right? Go ahead.
It's like that. I'm at 1 Peter. Taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint,
Uh-huh.
but willingly.
But what?
But willingly.
Willingly. We want our people willingly to come out here. And we want Brother Deshaun to willingly come out here. And all the other people we speak to, we want them willingly to come out here.
Not for filthy lucre,
We don't want your money. You know, we don't want nothing to do with your finances. Right?
but of a ready mind.
You ready to deal with us, sister? You got 1 minute?
1 minute, because y'all want my food to come.
Yeah. All right, so basically, we out here, we teaching our people, the minority, that we are the Israelites according to the Bible. Let me get Isaiah 42:22. Let me get 1 Corinthians 1 and 28.
It's the book of Isaiah,
Let me get
chapter
Deuteronomy.
42, verse 20. You want that first?
Deuteronomy, read first.
Which one?
28, 15.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it on.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
God said it's going to come to pass if you don't listen to my voice and what I'm telling you. Go ahead.
to observe, to do all his commandments
And do all my commandments.
and his statutes,
Uh-huh.
which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
that all these curses,
All these what?
that all these curses
Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? A bad thing. All these bad things,
shall come upon thee
they're going to come upon this nation
and overtake thee.
and they're going to overtake this nation. So God is talking to a specific group of people. They call it the Israelites. I'm sure you heard the Israelites. So he's talking to the Israelites and he told them a certain amount of stipulations. He said, if y'all do these things, I'm telling y'all going to be the greatest nation on the earth. Kings and princesses on this earth. But if y'all don't, y'all going to get that curse. All of y'all as a whole. Right? And what are these? Why is these curses so important? Why do I gotta bring this? Right? Go to verse 46.
46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
These curses, the reason he put them on us when we break his commandments is because they're gonna be on us as a sign.
And
right?
for a wonder.
Just like this sign tell you it's Louisiana here, this sign tell you that you're in Atlanta. Right? A sign is there to show you a specific position. You know? So he said these signs, these curses, they're gonna be on us as a sign and a wonder.
And upon thy seed forever.
And as long as we generating people, they're gonna be on the children forever. Right? This is one of the signs. We're gonna go back to that. But this is one of the signs. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Right? So who are the people that got robbed? They went to the west coast of Africa. They gathered these people up. They stole them off their land from their mothers and family. They brought them to a land called America. And we struggling here. We ain't living good here. Right? We going through the worst. We on poverty. We on Section 8. You know, we going through these things. Go ahead.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Uh-huh.
They are, all of them, snared in holes.
We all snared in holes, right? We in jail in holes, right? Go ahead.
And they are hid in prison houses.
They are what?
They are hid in prison houses.
We fill up the prison houses. We fill up the jail. Right? When you go in there, you see blacks and Hispanics living in the prison houses. Right? So that's it on that count.
They are for a prey.
They are for a prey. They prey on us. They in the streets of the city preying on the young little boys, quick to give them a record. You know?
And none deliver it.
Nobody is here to help us. Right? We want our people to help us. We got some people that try to stand up, but it don't work. Martin Luther King didn't work. Malcolm X didn't work. You know, so we got certain people that try to stand up, but it never works. Right? So God is telling us if we don't listen to his commandments, we're going to stay here. We ain't never going to get saved. We ain't going to see no better for our people. Don't come back to this place. Right?
For a spoil,
Uh-huh.
and none saith restore.
Nobody says restore. White people be saying restore. Chinese people ain't coming over here saying restore. So who's going to restore us? We got to restore ourselves. You holding that? Yeah, go to verse 32.
32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Right? That's what happened to us. We got given to another people. Go ahead.
And thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long.
Right? I got two more for you. Go to verse 68. And let me get Zephaniah chapter 2.
Verse 68.
And verse 1.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So God said, one of these curses is us going back into slavery. Right? Egypt means slavery or bondage. Right? That comes from the Greek word, Egyptos. Right? It means bondage. So he said, you're going to go back into bondage again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With slave ships.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Exactly how I'm telling you. That's exactly how y'all going to go.
thou shalt see it no more again.
You ain't never going to see your home.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You going to be sold unto who?
Unto your enemies.
You got sold unto the enemies. The people that don't wish good. They tell us we equal. They say we all one. But why are they giving us the schools in Hollywood the best, you know, education and us here? We ain't getting that. They got workshops. I want a job over there in Santa Monica. I heard a young girl saying she in school and they got workshops where they fixing cars and building cars. I went to Crenshaw. They didn't do that here. We ain't had none of that. Right? Go ahead.
Unto your enemies for bondmen
But slave men, that's all we are. Slave men
and bond women.
and slave women to work their job, to keep their economy stimulated, because all we do is buy stuff, spend all our checks on slave.
And no man shall buy you.
And nobody is going to redeem us. Nobody's going to redeem us. So this is what we got to do last week.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Bring it on. Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather
yourselves together.
We got to gather ourselves together. Come back together. We got to restore our people. Go ahead.
Yea, gather together. O nation, not desire.
Nobody desires our nation. They love the things we do. We great thinkers. We got great minds. Right? We the most. We good at dancing. We good at singing. They love all our stuff. They need the dirt and all that. You know, they doing all these dances and stuff. But Nobody wants to be us. Yeah, they against us. Nobody wants to be us. So we got to come back to these laws, these statutes, and these commandments of God, so that we could build ourselves back up. Because all this, it's not hard. It's just telling you, don't kill, don't steal, don't commit adultery, don't sleep with your best friend, girl. You know, it's telling you those things. And if we apply those things to our communities, we will have a better, way, a better way to go. We the Israelites in this book, this whole book is stories about our people, our forefathers. And they learned this book. They know our history better than us. Look into it, it's our history. It got slave ships in there, it got America, it got everything in it. And it got prophecies that's going to happen in the future. So it's the Bible, you're an Israelite, of course, the Bible. What's your name? Good. Maybe so. Okay, cool. All right, you have a wonderful day. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm gonna yield the torch over to another brother, whoever want to come up.